Our viewer Graham said, I've watched most of the hustings. My perception is that Rishi Sunak spends most of the time saying what he won't do and criticising Liz Truss rather than what he would do. He then goes on and makes the argument. But that's all about brand, isn't it? And that's a growing perception amongst Tory voters.
Well, it is. And I think it's the important thing is it's among Tory voters or party members. And a lot of the comments and the media sort of seem to be shifting towards Liz Truss. However, what we measure is we don't ask people their voting intentions. And this is basically if there was a general election, next week, who would win, including how would Rishi and Liz compare and perform against Keir Starmer. And the results that Rupert shared with you right at the beginning, which basically, says Rishi is the candidate that would win a general election. And I'm afraid that Keir Starmer would beat Liz Truss if there was a general election, a snap election. Now, if she becomes leader, she has 2 years to build, because basically what we measure is the candidate's fame, so just how well known they are, how people feel about them, and their fluency. Fame, feeling, and fluency. Fluency is distinctiveness, so Donald Trump's hair. It has nothing to do with political content, but it actually matters. It's recognition. And Rishi is much better known. He actually has stronger feeling and much more fluency. And we've repeated the result, the data recently, and it doesn't change that much. I know the media always sort of think that the campaign makes a big difference, but we predicted Donald Trump would win the Republican nomination and the election back in 2016, 10 months before the actual, before the campaign had started. And it's one of those truths, as in brands with politicians. Yeah. It takes time to build up your
absolutely.
fame.
That's why I put Graham's point to you, because there is a world of difference between saying, I quite like the cut of his jib or I quite like the cut of her jib. It is that crucial public perception of what makes them tick, what they stand for. And Richard Branson defined brand perfectly well. It may be a big V letter on the back of an aeroplane, but it tells you what's going to happen on the aeroplane, what attitude the folks serving you are going to take, etc., etc., etc. Has Truss redefined that brand successfully at all, in your view, during this campaign?
Not yet. I mean, literally, the short version is that Rishi would beat Keir Starmer in an election and Liz Truss would still lose. There's been a tiny shift, but these things take a lot longer to really shift. So, if the Tory Party members actually, want another, period in office in 2 years' time, if that's when the election is, they would be better off choosing Rishi. They may not, but that's what the general public, 900 voters, nationally representative voters, that's what they think. And,
sure.
Politics is something, very, very well, and many commentators do. But for the general public, it's so much simpler. I mean, it's just, what is your general perception of these politicians without
absolutely.
all the detail?